Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Roger Simpson. I'm the director of the Nassau Firefighters Burn Foundation Burn Center, which has a home at Nassau University Medical Center. And I'm here today to introduce National Burn Awareness Week, which will take place between February 6th and February 12th. This week is all about education about burns, about prevention, and certainly foremost about safety. And we're here to spread the word today to be sure that one is aware of the dangers and understands how to reduce the risks of getting burned. Today, we're very proud of burn prevention and the safety measures that have been effected in so many different areas. 10 years ago, there were twice as many burns hospitalized in the burn center as there are today. We are very proud of Burn Prevention Week because it is at the heart of prevention and safety. If you look at burn statistics over the last 10 years, you'll see that there has been a 50% reduction in the number of patients who have been burned and the severity that these patients have incurred. And that's all due to prevention, to safety features, both by doctors, pediatricians, firefighters, and educators. And this makes all the difference. And we hope that we can provide you good tips on safety.
Hi, I'm Dr. Lawrence Glickman. I'm a partner here at Long Island Plastic Surgical Group, and I'm part of the burn team at Nassau University Medical Center. We take care of all the burns in Nassau County, including burns from fires, electrical burns, chemical burns, burns from hot water, industrial burns, friction burns, and burns that we see in the household, including hot water spills and burns in the kitchen. The most common burns from the kitchen are grease burns, splashes. Sometimes the grease catches fire, or a garment catches fire on a stove. So when we think about education, prevention, and safety in the home, think about children in the home. They have to be supervised whenever there's cooking going on, or even making a cup of coffee or tea, which often can cause deep burns in children. You should have basic supplies in your home to manage minor burns with ointments and dressings and so forth.
Hi, my name is Dr. David Parrish, and I am a plastic surgeon here at the Long Island Plastic Surgical Group. I have been involved in burn care since 2018. Currently, I am at the Nassau University Medical Center Burn Unit. I'm always cautious to not place my coffee or tea right at the edge of the counter. The reason why is because they're always interested in what mommy and daddy are drinking, so I try to put it a little further in. A lot of kids, what ends up happening is that they reach for your cup because they're curious, because it's shiny, and it spills over right onto them. So a lot of kids come in with burns to the face, torso, and extremities. If this were ever, unfortunately, were to happen to you, what I would suggest you do is remove the clothing immediately so that there's not continued contact with the hot water onto your skin, which could progress the depth of the burn. Go into your shower and run cool running water for 10 minutes on their wounds. So some of the things that I wouldn't do if I was home treating a burn is I wouldn't apply ice to it or put it in an ice bath. I think that it seems intuitive that that would be something to alleviate the pain, but in fact that could cause progression of the depth of burn. So one of the many reasons why you should go seek help with a burn care professional is that they have a lot of options and tools to help you get through this time of need. We have multi-day dressings that could lessen the amount of wound care that you need to do on a daily basis, which would decrease the pain and anxiety that you're having or your child is having. We have a great team of experienced nurses and personnel and a dedicated burn unit to cater to exactly these types of situations.
So my name is Joel Rojas, and I am a plastic surgeon in the Long Island Plastic Surgical Group. I've been working with burns since I did my burn fellowship right after general surgery residency. My interest in burn was sparked when I was doing my general surgery training, and I had to deal with burn victims during my trauma rotation. I saw how it impacted the patient and their families, and I wanted to make a change. I wanted to help, which I did for 2 years right after general surgery. Then I went into plastic surgery fellowship, where I got to work in the Nassau University Medical Center Burn Center for the first time right after my burn fellowship. All in all, I have 9 years of burn exposure, working with burn victims. I have learned a lot, but something that I know for sure that it's critical and it should be promoted, and we have to pass it on, it's the fact that it all comes down to prevention. We have to prevent burns. I would say with certainty that the number one cause of burns are at home, and they're scald. We see a lot of children getting scald burns, basically hot liquids at home. So we have to encourage prevention. Make your house safe. Take measures to make your kitchen safe. For example, when you're cooking, watch what you're wearing. Long sleeves, keep the appliances away from the children. I think if we put our minds into prevention, into what could happen, what could be the worst that could happen, it will spark change. It will spark prevention, and we will continue to see the burn numbers go down.
Good day. My name is Tom Gaffney. I am a member of Syosset Fire Department's Hook and Ladder Company number 1, and I am the chairman of the board of directors of the Nassau County Firefighters Burn Center Foundation. In these capacities, I have had many dealings with burn victims over the years, and I can tell you that the one common thread in all of their stories is that they never thought it would happen to them. But the bad news is it can happen to you, and it does happen to people. The good news is that you can avoid having it happen to you by preparedness, and that's what we're here to talk about today. The American Burn Association is having its Burn Awareness Week, and the theme this year is fire safety in the kitchen. The key is preparedness. Number 1, you need to have an ABC type fire extinguisher in your kitchen. You need to have it mounted on the wall somewhere where everyone can see it in plain sight, and it should be no more than several paces away from your stove. If you put it in a cabinet or if you put it under the sink, it is inevitably going to migrate to the back, and everybody's going to forget where it is, and when you go to find it, you're not going to be able to. The second advanced preparation that you need to make is to have working smoke detectors. Remember, even if it's hardwired, it has a battery backup. The battery backups need to be changed twice a year, and the best way to remember to do that is when you set the clocks forward and when you set the clocks back, change the batteries in the smoke detector. The third area of advanced preparation is the clutter around your stove. Don't store anything next to your stove that's flammable. Anything you're going to put near the stove should be glass or metal or something else that is not going to be ignited by spattering grease. Anytime you have any kind of emergency on your stove or oven, first thing you do, turn off all the burners, turn off the stove, then deal with the issue. I know people are reluctant to call the fire department, but many fire departments, including my own, have a direct dispatch line. If the fire department in your community has such a line, you should keep that number handy. The best place to put it is right on the fire extinguisher. And again, please don't hesitate to call us if anything starts up. Better to anticipate and have us turn around and go home than it is for us to get there. Even 5 minutes late is a lot of time in a building fire. If you have a grease fire in a pan or a pot on the stove, do not put water on the fire. Water is not going to put out a grease fire. What it can do and often does is cause an explosive kind of spattering that will go all over the place. It will hit you, it will hit the wall, it will hit everything to the side of the stove, and if it finds a flammable substance, you may have a house fire, in addition to the burns that you've just inflicted upon yourself. The thing to use is that ABC extinguisher, which hopefully you have kept in a handy place. If you're going to use the extinguisher, again, turn off the burners, all of them, stove, oven, turn them all off. Call the fire department. With your extinguisher, don't spray it directly into the pan. Stand back several feet from the stove, aim the extinguisher over the pan, start it up, and then move it until you have the product falling down into the pan. This way it's going to evenly spread into the pan, it's going to smother the fire, and everything should be okay. But again, please also call the fire department. We would rather get the early start than the late start.